You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to make blizzard noises.
Please don't.
It's not really a blizzard, is it?
No, because you have to have sustained winds of like 30 miles an hour for some period of time.
It's just wet snow. It's a wet snowstorm. Yeah. All right. Well,
it's not that wet. It's cold. It's like under 30.
Oh, then I probably shouldn't tell you what the temperature is in Florida, should I?
Please don't share that at this time. No, we'll lose our fans quickly.
To tell you, it's slightly above that.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talking Real Money, the radio show, later the podcast. And we're here to, talk about money. But from a real perspective, not this fake thing that most people share with you. And we're going to get to that momentarily, this fake money talk. These fake money.
There's a lot of it out there, that's for sure.
I want to give you our phone number, though, because we are actually here. I would have been here anyway, even if Tom got snowed in, but Tom's at his house. He's snowed in. He doesn't have to go anywhere.
Exactly.
So you can call us at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255, and get your questions answered, because what the heck else do you have to do today, right?
Other than shoveling snow or you're out sledding or something, yeah. Let's gather around the radio and figure out your money.
Gather around the radio. Okay, well, the topic of today. Last week, I kind of follow, just for fun, a lot of the prognosticators, the market predictor people. And one of them that has been relatively oft quoted throughout the years is a columnist for Forbes. He publishes like a $400 newsletter. His name is Gary Schilling. And he's shilling his newsletter for a lot of money. He has a lot of subscribers.
He's been around a long time.
And he makes good money with his newsletter. He's got a lot of subscribers, people who come to him because he got 1973-74 right. I mean, really, that's his claim to fame.
That was recent, Don. That's pretty recent market history, right?
And since then, his latest forecast. Now, this is one that, it's way out there on a limb. His latest forecast is for a terrible market and a recession in 2021. Well, we kind of already have a recession in 2021 just thanks to COVID. So it's not that.
Well, actually, I'm going to argue with you there. I think in 2021 we'll actually have economic growth because it'll be compared to last year.
Maybe, but you're predicting.
So we will not have a recession. Going out on a limb here.
All right. Well,
with the snow.
So is he. He goes out on this limb every year. He really does. And I don't understand why people keep following his predictions. I decided to go back and I wanted to see what he predicted for 2020, which he kind of got right. He predicted a recession, but he didn't know there was going to be a pandemic. And then, so I thought, no, I go back another year because 2019 was a great year for stocks and for the economy. Yep. The Vanguard Total World Stock Index was up 27% for the year, almost, just under.
That doesn't sound like a recession to you?
No. So I wanted to know how Mr. Permabear predicted 2019. And I found an article from Think Advisor from 2018 where early 2019, where he said the odds of a U.S. recession that could become global at about 2/3. The other third was economic slowing with no sustained decline. And he was negative on his outlook for U.S. and global growth, and that the sell-off of 2018 that we had would carry the possibility of a full-blown bear market in 2019. Wrong again,
and
Gary.
He was wrong, yeah.
Wrong again, Gary.
And if you don't know Gary, you might know Harry, right?
Oh, and yeah, Harry made a new prediction.
Harry Dent, who I believe at one time had the potato chip forecast.
He did.
And he says now, he did. He's now he's saying that zombie public companies, small business failures, and the U.S. economy being dead despite the second stimulus will take the market to the lowest stock market of our lifetime, which we'll run the numbers here for you in a minute. The lowest stock market of our lifetime. That's going back a few years for me. I know that. So
they remind me of a clock that doesn't work. They're right, just not very often.
And Don are talking real money.
Our biggest event of the year, Retire Meet America 2021, is now available to everyone in the country, and it's absolutely free. Sign up now at retiremeet.com, retiremeet.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
I still don't know why people predict the future of the stock market or the economy, because they're wrong more than they're right. But even though if you're going to predict the future, predict that it's going to go up, because you're more likely to be right. At least you're going to be right more often. But Harry Dent and Gary Schilling and all these Permabears, they keep saying everything's going to fall apart soon. I mean, Harry Dent recently said that we will, in 2021, see the stock market go back to, what did he say? Levels not seen in our lifetime?
Here's the quote. Here's the quote, the lowest stock market of our lifetime.
That's low.
Now, of my lifetime, that would mean the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is currently trading at 31,458, would go back to 439.
Well, now, wait a minute. If it's based on the lifetime you always accuse me of having, it would be 12.
That's exactly right.
12.
Couple of stones and 12. Yeah. So
trading rocks under
dramatic.
A tree.
And by the way, I went just out of curiosity to say, well, let's talk about things in 1958 other than the poodle skirts. The average wage in 1958, $3,673.
No wonder when I was a child, I thought $100,000 a year would be flippin' wealthy.
Yeah. So that would be a pretty dramatic. Harry's been wrong so many. I don't want to go into it. He's been wrong. But here's the thing you need to know. I think this is for all you people who've called me this week and said, I don't want to invest now because the market at a record high or the market has to crash. I'm getting so many people telling me it has to crash. It has to. Okay. And maybe it does. But here's what you need to know. 2000 through 2019, if you missed the 20 best days in the S&P 500.
Wait a minute. 2000 to 2019. That's 20 years.
20 years.
Right. Yeah, it's 20 years.
You missed the 20 best days.
So just one great day a year on average.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Guess how much you ended up making if you were invested in the Standard & Poor's 500?
Not nearly as much as you would have if you were there the whole time. I'm going to go with that.
No, that good. You would have made nothing. Zero. You would have been better off keeping it under your bed. Well, maybe not better. Well, you would have felt safer. No, don't try to time markets. Don't listen to the experts. Don't dodge around because it feels this way or the market has to go down. Your asset allocation is about you. It is not about what's going on every day because there's always something.
Yeah. You just have to do it right and do it all the time. 855-935-TALK is our number. Give us a call. We'll talk about your financial situation. 855-935-8255. And Pat, you're up. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Pat.
Hey, hi. Thanks for, I got to say thanks for everything that you guys always do. I've learned so much. I have a question today that I have some wonderful neighbor kids here that shoveled half of the block, and I was going to give them some money, and I thought, can they open a Roth IRA?
Well, not based on what you just. I mean, it wouldn't be the wages that you're going to pay.
I love that. Well, let me tell you. Actually, they could if you gave them a 1099.
You'd have to issue a 1099 if you were going to do that.
Okay. All right.
It has to be more official.
All right.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's a nice thought. I love the thought.
Okay, but here's another way to do this. Why not ask their parents if they have an educational savings account and put it in there?
Ooh.
If they do,
like a 529.
If they do, I'll double what I was giving them. They can put half in the educational and half for themselves. But
You're a nice neighbor.
Wow.
Well, they're nice
wow, that
neighbors.
that's great.
That's great.
Yeah. Yep.
What a lovely thing to hear amidst all of the negative.
That's a nice start to the day.
You
Thank you.
we needed a good news section here for the show. Thanks, Pat.
Yeah. That's
We
a
really
great story.
appreciate it. That is awesome. Good job, kids. Go out there. And by the way, kids of all ilks all over the Puget Sound region, go out there and if you
all ilks,
all ages, all jobs.
That just turned anything positive. Then anyway,
you little rugrats, whatever you are, go out there.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say,
get out and start shoveling.
Go shovel. What's it going to kill you?
I already did my.
If the old guy like Tom does it, he could go down.
Times.
He could.
Yeah, that's true.
He could
I thought of that while I was out there. I would disappear, and there would be hours go by before anybody came to look for me.
And I know when you look at old people like us, you go, oh, they're going to be dead soon. Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
The reality is, we used to be young like you, and some of us shoveled other people's walks. Did you do it?
No one's volunteered.
Did you ever shovel?
No, because snow is a rarity in Seattle. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the first big snow since 2019.
I grew up in Colorado where we had opportunities to shovel. Yeah, plenty of those.
Yeah.
And we'd do it. We'd do it like for the old people next door. And almost inevitably, unless it was the grumpy old woman who sat on her porch and cursed the children, we would get like something for it. She would come out, oh, hi, you're so sweet. Here's a cookie. Yeah. And to tell you, cookies I'd take a cookie right now. 855-935-TALK. That is our phone number, 855-935-8255. But I want to go back to her point, though, because we don't mention this as much as we probably should. If you have a young person who has a job, let's say you have your own business, it is legal for you to employ your child and give them
under the age. Yeah,
even under the age of employment, right. Which is it 14 in Washington?
I want to say 16.
It's probably 14 with a work permit. That's the way it is most places. So, but your kid can get a part-time job and then encourage them to at least take some of that money and put it in a Roth IRA, or you as the parent to reward their work, say, I am going to match what you make in a Roth IRA for your birthday, Christmas, all of these things, and show them. Go to an online compound interest calculator and show them what that would make for them over 50 years at 7 or 8 or 9% a year. We don't know you're going to get that, but it's a reasonable assumption with an equity-based portfolio. Show them what they would have when they retired, because that you want to light a little spark of that greed, because we all have it in us, and you light that flame, and it's sometimes that flame never goes out when they start thinking about the future.
I think that's a great idea. I'll brag up my daughter because she turns 13 tomorrow. There's a good time waiting for everybody. But
I don't envy you at all.
She's had a Roth IRA for I think 3 years because she's worked for her mom for those 3 years. So there's been a couple bucks gone in there. And
wait a minute,
it's built up a little bit.
Your daughter's already a teenager?
Yikes!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, we just got a Retire Meet sign up from Espoo Uusimaa, Finland.
Well, we're huge in the Scandinavian countries.
Apparently, we just got to sign up from Finland. RetireMeet.com.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Retire Meet has gone both national and virtual. Join Tom and me along with a host of other retirement experts at Retire Meet America 2021. Reserve your place now at RetireMeet.com, RetireMeet.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
On this snowy day in Seattle and surrounding regions, we know you're probably stuck inside. Remember, you can listen to us on your smart speakers. You just tell your smart speaker you want to listen to Como Radio. It's really easy. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker anytime, our podcast, by just saying you want to listen to Talking Real Money. Try that. That works too. 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. We know you're not in your cars, so it is really easy and safe to call today with anything that has anything to do with money. We're trying to keep you on track toward a better future. We're trying to save you a lot of money. We're trying to keep you from getting ripped off. So call us at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Was your phone ringing during the break?
Yeah, it is buzzing over there.
What, did somebody leave a message?
Well, it looks like it.
Oh.
They called the wrong, let's see, they called the wrong number.
Are you sure?
Though.
Well, they were calling you.
Let's see.
In order to connect federal agent, press 1 and you will be connected to the concerned department. If we don't hear from you, your social will be blocked permanently. Press 1 and you will be connected to the concerned department.
Concerned department. Wait a minute, what is that?
The concerned department.
What
the concern? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
To connect federal agent, press 1 and you will be connected to the concerned department.
The concerned department. Apparently they're very concerned about it.
He's holding his phone up to the mic. Yeah. The concerned department. Or your social security number will be deactivated.
Oh,
Tom,
yeah.
Quick, call the concerned department.
Yeah, I would. But I don't want them to know that there's a real person on the other end of that call.
Now, what does that
there's
call
more of this stuff
tell
going
you?
along. Yeah.
What does that call tell you?
Stuff going around. Yeah.
One, it was a computer voice. But two, it tells you that was not from America. Because there is nowhere in the United States of America where any company, business, or government agency calls a department the concerned department. Could be the complaint department, could be customer service, could be anything other than concerned department would be the last thing someone is going to call.
So
now,
you're
watch.
Saying it's English as a second language.
It's English. They used a translation software program and typed it into a voice activated computer system, and they recorded that and tried to get you as an old guy. You're on the old guy list now. Are you an AARP member?
Oh, of course.
See?
No, I mean, I'm not actually technically, but I'm
But
old
you're in
enough
and they know. It's so funny. In the last few weeks, my mailbox has been stuffed with Medicare information.
Shocking.
From all these insurance companies.
Right?
I am just packed. They know that you're old, and this is a scam targeted at older Americans. If you
this is we got to finish that. This is a total scam.
They don't
scam. Call you. They would mail you something if there was a problem. Number two, nothing that you've done in your life other than not pay back your student loans or maybe have taxes due or have any impact on your Social Security benefits.
No way.
This is a total
nothing you can do will ever cause your Social Security number. But they said your number will be deactivated.
I was talking about your income from Social Security. So this is a total bunk. This is a concern. I mean, because people get these calls and they think, oh my goodness, I need to do something.
And here's what will happen. You will press 1 or call them back, and they will ask you, some operator somewhere, probably in India, usually, will ask you to verify your Social Security number. Not the last 4 digits. No, they might start with the last 4 digits. They go, oh, no, that's not right. Go ahead and give me that whole Social Security number. And what's your name again? Your date of birth. I don't think that's right. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what we did here. Okay. Yeah. And now they have enough information to start the process of stealing your identity.
That's another thing we'll be covering at Retire Meet next Saturday. Herb Weisbaum helping you protect you from scams. All kinds of them are out there. Sign up right now at retiremeet.com.
And give us a call, 855-935-TALK.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Learn about estate planning, Medicare, Social Security, senior housing, investing for retirement, generating income in retirement, and protecting yourself from consumer scams, along with a special keynote duo, Paul Merriman and David Booth, the founder of Dimensional Fund Advisors. Reserve your free place now at retiremeet.com, retiremeet.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi. Welcome back to the show. What today's calls prove, or lack thereof, is that radio, terrestrial radio, is a automobile medium. It really is. How many people are out on the streets in the Puget Sound region today?
It's about 4. I think I counted.
Did you count 4? Yeah. So he was up in the snowcopter.
Not many driving around
and
today.
So it just proves that when you're home, what do you turn on when you go home? Now, come on. Everybody knows this is true.
Well, it's television, but I generally don't watch TV. I'm not one of those, but okay.
But what do most people... it's like my wife will fall asleep on the couch to the television, and I'll go, how can you do that? She goes, it's soothing. I'm going, really? Yeah. Commercials are soothing? I don't find it soothing, but... Yeah. But anyway, you can call it if you were thinking, I really need to call these guys, but I don't want to wait around. Well, this would be a good time to do that at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255.
Or you'll be forced to listen to our talk.
Which is not a bad thing.
I'm kidding you.
I want to bring something up, though. I do. Before we get into the SPACs, we want to talk about SPACs. And that's not the stuff you put on a wall to fill a hole.
I wish it was, by the way.
A couple of weeks ago, we had the big run-up in Bitcoin for a while, which I thought was insane. We had the big run-up in GameStop and AMC.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But recently, Mark Cuban tweeted about Dogecoin. Now, Dogecoin, for those of you unaware, Dogecoin is it was a joke. Doge is a Shiba Inu. Shiba, is that right? Shiba Inu? Yeah, it's kind of dog. It's a Shiba. Kind of dog. Somebody's dog. So they created Dogecoin. That's the dog's name. Doge the dog.
I thought somebody ran Italy in like the 17th century or something.
Il Duce.
No, that's the
20th the
century,
Doge. You're right. There was the Doge. Yeah.
That's what I thought it was, but okay.
They ran little provinces in Italy. He tweeted on January, I think it was the 26th, that you should get into Dogecoin. Dogecoin prior to January 26th was trading flat at 0.08 cents, a fraction of a penny. Because it's a joke. Well, what happened after he tweeted about it is that Dogecoin rose from 0.08 of a cent to 7.5 cents. God, a 10% or a 10 times increase.
Yeah. By the way, I like what he says. I don't like any of this, but he says, as for Dogecoin, the price is less than a dime. If you're going to make a mistake, that's the place to do it. Which it's kind of cute. But here's the one. Here's the quote I like better, because I was on the Wall Street Journal website reading this piece again today about all these people that are promoting SPACs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And down in the comment section, there were a lot of really smart comments from people. One of them was, fame and fortune in other fields are no assurance of success in financial markets. That is really smart thing to say. That is exactly right, because people assume because you've been a successful athlete or you've been a good business person that, I got to do what you do when it comes to money. Bad idea.
But that's what bothers me about all of this, is that now we're in a period where if you have a lot of eyeballs, you can manipulate the markets of all kinds of things. I want to talk more about that, but we got to take a break. 855-935-TALK.
Real money.
Now everyone can meet the retirement of their dreams at Retire Meet America 2021 online. Sign up now for free at retiremeet.com. That's retiremeet.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Let me throw that phone number out just for the heck of it, in case you do decide to listen to us in your house. 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. It occurred to me, let's say Mark Cuban, who was pushing Dogecoin a couple weeks ago, Let's just say Mark Cuban, who's worth billions, said, I'm just going to drop $10 million into Dogecoin. It's all anonymous, right? There is no tracking of who owns what, so you can't accuse anybody of insider trading because you don't know what they own. So he puts 10 million into Dogecoin, he tweets about it, it goes up 1,000%. Now,
I think they have a name for that in Wall Street, isn't it called front running?
Yeah, but how would you know? See, the SEC tracks trades of securities, but Dogecoin is just a joke. Literally. I'm not just saying that disparagingly. It was literally created as a joke. He could turn that 10 into $1 billion.
Quickly.
And
then be right back out of it.
And here's the thing, folks. You want to see how stupid all this is? Dogecoin. A joke currency. Made up. Serves no useful purpose. You really can't spend it anywhere. At least you can spend Bitcoin on drugs or weapons or illegal transactions. Dogecoin has a total market value. This was a joke somebody came up with of $8.6 billion.
And if that sounds like a lot of money, it's not when it comes to the value of assets.
Okay, but it's a joke. That's the most expensive joke ever.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Isn't it?
I think what your point about market manipulation is real. I think it's probably more prevalent than we believe. Anyway, well, this is a good topic to continue. It's just another reason not to run out and own things like this. So, but in the interim, let's go back to the phones. What do you say?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Because in from the cold, hopefully, is Beverly, who now joins us on Talking Real Money. Hi, Beverly.
Hello. Hi.
What can we do for you?
Question is probably very simple. Just my husband and I disagree. We're both 50, so we're thinking about retirement. We're making a good income, own 2 houses. We have a little bit of debt left still, like $25,000. This year, I just want to pay that off. My husband wants to pack more money into the retirement funds, but shouldn't we pay off all debt first?
What's the interest rate on the debt that you owe?
That's a good question. It's
roughly.
I mean, is this credit card debt? Is it mortgage debt? What kind of debt is it?
One's a home equity line of credit, and one's a student loan.
Then they're both low interest. Yeah. Then they're both low interest loans. It sounds to me like they're probably in the 3-4% range. That'd be my guess.
Rule of thumb on this. My rule of thumb on this generally, Beverly, is if it's under 5%, I don't see any reason to hurry. In other words, I think your husband may be right.
Okay.
Let me actually give you a slightly better answer, and this is not to disparage his answer. It's not a matter of being right or wrong. Fiscally, your husband is probably long-term correct in that your investments are very likely to make more money than you will ever pay in interest on this debt. But there's another part of the answer of the equation, really, and that is our emotions and the power of sometimes feeling, except for mortgage debt, being debt-free, feeling like I've got nobody to whom I'm beholden.
And by the way, so here's a negotiation. Here's a way you could resolve it with both parties walking away feeling good. You just come up with a longer-term strategy. Say within 5 years we're going to pay that down. Doesn't have to do it all today, but over a period of time. That way he can continue to contribute to the employer-sponsored retirement plan. You can pay down the debt. Everybody walks away happy.
How about you do this? You say, honey, here's what I want to do. I want to double or triple the payments we're making every month on this debt. That won't pay it off this year, but it would make me feel better. It would make me feel more secure to have that go away faster. I understand your desire to make us more money and create a more secure future for us, because that's what he's thinking. It really is what he's thinking. So that way, Tom's right. You both win.
Does that help?
We might be selling some real estate and get about $50,000 this year. He wants to reinvest it. I thought, well, couldn't we take a part of that, pay off the debt, and then would it be
that's a good compromise. Why don't you say, hey, dear, here's the deal. We're getting this $50,000. Let's take 10, 15 of it and pay the debt off, and you go out and invest the rest because, and use this argument, because I will feel more secure. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's really good rule of thumb.
Good luck. Thank you for calling. And then, double up on the payment. Yeah, go ahead.
I will add this. Had it been credit card debt, easy.
100% would have paid it off.
You got to pay that off. Had it been some other sort of note that is in double digits, easy. Mortgage debt, that's a more of like the thing you explained. That's generally more emotional than financial, because if your mortgage interest is even at 3, makes more sense just to pay that off over time.
And if your mortgage interest is over 4, you should be refinancing right now.
Indeed. I still run into people that have 4.5%.
Yeah, you can beat the tar out of that. Just really beat it.
You can almost do it. You can almost have that.
Yeah, your payments will go way, way, way down. Before the call, there was one other thing.
Yes.
Tom and I were talking during the last break. We were talking about the valuation of things like Dogecoin being at $8.6 billion. And you mentioned...
Well, I mean, the numbers are... Okay, you want some numbers?
Yeah, you mentioned some stocks that were completely out of line.
Well, I mean, come on. Airbnb has a market cap of $120 billion with a B. Now, that is more.
Let me put that in perspective.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
Well, that's a higher market capitalization than when you add up Marriott, Hyatt, and Hilton combined.
And they own things.
They own place? I know. I mean, it just make me nervous.
It's like Zillow. Zillow has a market value of like $46 billion. $46 billion. Yeah. Walgreens Boots, which is an international pharmacy chain.
Yeah.
They're the Boots Alliance in Europe. Are in England. They're Walgreens here. They're Duane Reade in New York. They're big. They're huge. They own real estate. They sell you drugs that you need. They're busy. They're giving shots for COVID. Their market value is exactly the same as Zillow, a website.
Yeah, which is very popular. I won't argue that. A lot of people like to go see what their neighbor's house is worth, or the aunt's house. It's a nosy thing. Come on, admit it.
No,
but is that really worth the same as the drugstore?
Do they have a means by which to make billions of dollars a year, which is what they need to justify that kind of price?
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Tom and I created Vestory to help everyone become a better investor, even those who will never be clients. Let one of our advisors help you start your financial plan or solve a money problem free with no obligation or high-pressure sales pitch at Vestory.com, Vestory.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Big holiday coming up. No, not talking about Valentine's Day. No, not talking about President's Day. No, big holiday, the big Saturday holiday. An all-day event to celebrate your future called
Retire Me. Do you know how to get the most out of Social Security, Medicare, long-term care, invest for it, create income, all of those things one day, plus Paul Merriman and David Booth from Dimensional Funds. One spot, all virtual, retiremeet.com.
Yeah, go to retiremeet.com and sign up right now, and we'll see you next week online.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. Are we done now?